Hello Stalkers. I remember those distant days when I was a kid and first launched Stalker. It's hard to describe all the emotions I felt at that time, so I'll just say one thing. This game quickly became one of my favorites. Back then, the internet was still weak, and finding information about the game was difficult. There were no blogs, walkthroughs, or guides. Instead, we gathered with friends, spent hours discussing the game, sharing stories and tips. But most importantly, we dreamed. We dreamed about what the next part would be like. Bigger, more atmospheric, even deeper. And now, after all these years, that dream has come true. Today, I'll tell you why Stalker 2 is the realization of my childhood hopes. When we were kids, the first thing we dreamed of was to be able to walk through the map without loading screens. We wanted the world to be seamless, with all locations existing as one massive map. And that dream has finally come true. Words can't describe how I felt when I opened the PDA and saw the huge map. Now I could go wherever I wanted, without any loading or delays. It was exactly what we had dreamed about for so long. Of course, graphics aren't the most important thing in games, but as kids, we dreamed about Stalker looking incredibly realistic and beautiful. Many people might say the graphics aren't perfect, but to me, everything looks just amazing. The game looks 1,000 times better than the previous parts. Old locations have taken on a completely new look, and I can't help but be thrilled. Every detail, every corner of the zone now looks exactly how I always imagined it as a child. That feeling of familiar places being transformed beyond recognition takes my breath away. Now you can go anywhere and find something interesting in any location. In the past, locations were more like mere decorations. Many buildings were simply closed off and served no real purpose. But now everything has changed. Almost every corner has something useful to find, something unusual to see, or a story to read through the environment. Every place now has meaning, and that adds incredible depth to the game world. Additionally, I want to highlight that this is the first Ukrainian game of such high quality. Yes, it wasn't perfect at launch. There were bugs and issues, but I believe all that can be forgiven. No Ukrainian studio has ever released anything like this before, and it's a real breakthrough. Yes, the development team has been working for a long time, but they didn't have experience with such large-scale projects, and, in my opinion, they did a great job. This is a huge step forward for the Ukrainian gaming industry, and for us as players, it's truly important. And finally, I want to say that this is my personal opinion. As a fan of the game since childhood, I'm not trying to convince anyone or impose my views. I'm simply sharing my impressions. Also, I'll never fully understand what players who experienced Stalker 2 as their first game in the series felt. If any of you are watching this video, please share your thoughts about the game in the comments. And by the way, I want to wish everyone a happy new year. The channel has already reached 40 subscribers, and I'm grateful to all of you for watching my videos. Thank you, Stalkers. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoyed the review.